So we're back and we have some seriously crazy deals. Some of these end on the 2nd of July, so you need to get in very quickly, but others do end on the 9th of July. Either way, if you do see something that you like, be mindful that it may be very close to finishing and grab these games now while you can. The prices that I do list or will mention are Australian prices, but these are the cheapest that these have ever been unless otherwise stated, which I'll get into that when I do. Besides that, if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's not waste any more of your time. It is precious. Now, usually, by the way, I would talk a little bit about what the games are about. However, there will be a trailer playing on the video as these games are mentioned. Basically, that should or will help you figure out if this is a game for you. And again, without further ado, let's get into this. The first few games are classic games. They're old, they're bold, and they're games you should definitely have in your collection if, like me, you have a lot of need for nostalgia or you just love that nostalgic feeling. These are the two Konami anniversary collections that usually cost you around $30 each. Those collections are the Contra collection and the Castlevania collection, the 30th anniversary ones. Now, I will say this, by the way, the Contra collection has the old arcade version of the game along with its NES counterpart, so that in itself is a huge reason to pick up this collection if you want that. The Castlevania collection also has the Game Boy ports of the game, the original trilogy, which is pretty epic apparently, except for the second one, but the first and third one, amazing ones. Also, the fourth installment that was released for the Super Nintendo is on there. Now, there is also a game that was originally released in, I believe, Japan or maybe China, that we now have an official release for, so check that game out as well as part of the Castlevania 30th Anniversary Collection. So if you're into those little remnants of nostalgia, like I said, or you're just hankering for some run and gun action or a little hunt to take out Dracula, then these are the choices for you. Also, by the way, I'm going along with the Castlevania collection to mention that I would be remiss, honestly, if I didn't mention the fact that the Requiem collection is also available at a discounted price. If you're not sure if you want to purchase the Requiem collection as well, the Castlevania Requiem collection, but you want the anniversary collection and you consider yourself a huge fan of Castlevania, then I will tell you that the game which started the whole Metroidvania idea for Castlevania is a part of the Requiem collection. That being the game, by the way, the one titled Symphony of the Night, which is oftentimes referred to as probably the best Castlevania game of all time, and that's not by me, by the way. I wouldn't say that. I haven't actually played Symphony of the Night, but every review I have seen for this game is glowing. Either way, it should be important to note that each of these games, by the way, right now in Australia are under $10, and I will be honest, I paid all up for these and I got them straight away, about $22, maybe $21.50, something like that, in that ballpark. So for all of that value, that is crazy. Get in now while you can. That, I think, is ending on the 2nd. Now, next, by the way, in keeping with the idea of the classic games that we have, I want to bring your attention to the Mega Man Legacy collections. I'm sure you've probably seen, heard about, or even wanted to play the Mega Man games at some point in your life, and if you haven't just yet, then these are games that are classics that probably you should have heard about or want to play. This is the time to think about whether or not you want to play it. They look intriguing, they look like fun, and I actually won't lie to you when I say that I suck at these games, beyond suck, to be honest. I'm worse than that, but I'm not the greatest gamer, and I will be very happy to tell you that. You might be a great gamer though, and for that very reason, you should know about the collection bundle. That is the Legacy Collection Pack 1 and 2 together are at the cheapest that they have ever been, and I've been watching this for quite a while. Here in Australia, they're priced at $13.66, and to purchase them separately, by the way, in case you only want to play maybe the first 6 titles, which is part of Collection 1, or the last 4 titles from the NES era, which will set you back. Both of these are under $8 separately, or $13.66 together, so just keep that in mind. Now, I should also mention, while you are looking at that, if you do go to the PSN store and you look up Mega Man, the Mega Man X collections will be there, and they are tempting to purchase because they appear to be cheap as well. But I do want you to know that while they look cheap and you might want to buy them, they have been cheaper, and that should basically tell you that if they're willing to make them cheaper at one point before, then Sony or whoever's put in the discounts on these games, when they choose to, they will do it again. So for the Mega Man X collections, I would recommend just be patient for now. Eventually they will be cheaper, I'm sure of it. So just wait and they will go down. Moving right along, we have a game that didn't exactly get the best reception from the bigger gaming companies when it was up for review. However, if you do like G-Man Lives, who is a great game reviewer, and I do watch pretty much all of his ones when he releases something, he provided basically a very detailed review, and he didn't seem to think that this game was half bad. Just so you're aware, all of these like IGN and stuff, they gave it maybe 5. He gave it a little bit higher. So considering, by the way, that we have a gamer whose preference is shooter games, and this game is a shooter from what I've seen, Terminator Resistance is down 67% in price here in Australia. Now that could vary in your country, but I feel like this is the cheapest you're going to get it for a while, which is a damn good deal for this game. And I know it didn't exactly have the best reception, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take on Skynet now while the game is going for cheap. That's under $20, by the way, here in the land down under, and I would definitely recommend taking a look at the reviews for this game if you're not sure if you want it. You can see the trailer right now though, so this is one of those games that you might want to pick up. Now, I won't lie to you, I don't have this game just yet, but I'm definitely planning on grabbing it when I've gotten through a few of the other games in my backlog, and I will grab this game. Now, the two final games, by the way, and yes, this is the end of the video essentially, are, I would say, essential if you want to complete the full collection of games that I mentioned being on discount in the last PSN deals video that I did. So if you haven't seen that, it might be too late now to watch it. But all of the original 3 Doom games, Doom 2 and Doom 3, were all on discount. Now, I did mention that these two games, Doom 64 and Doom 2016, were not on discount at the current time. And I know that you may not be a fan of the historical game, which is, you know, Doom 64. It may not look the best, but if you want to try and revisit that piece of history, this is the time to do it. Because to me, I'm trying to complete all of the original games of Doom, because Doom is one of those game series that is just so gripping that when you play it, if you start the first one, the shareware episode, if you want to call it that you will just be brought into the whole world. You want to play it, and it's just crazy. So Doom 64 and Doom 2016 are the games that are on discount right now. Doom 64 here in Australia is 40% off in basically right now. You have a little bit of time to get it, but 40% off is pretty good considering generally here in Australia it's about $7.50 and now it's $4.50, which is a pretty damn good price. Doom 2016 is currently selling at 60% off, which means, by the way, that's under $10 just here in Australia, so I'm not sure how much that would be where you are, but that does mean that if you purchase both of these games right now, you're here, and you're in Australia, by the way, that's the condition of how much you're going to pay here. You're paying $15 for these two epic games, and I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to rip and tear through all of these games again before I play Doom Eternal, which I know is already out. But let's be honest, there's so many games to play, so many Dooms to play, that if you don't have Eternal and you're maybe waiting for the price to go down, this is the time to jump on these old Doom games. Anyways, look, that is all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if there are any great deals that I missed, because I'm only human, I might miss deals here and there from time to time, don't forget to go down to the comment section below and let me know what hot deals you've seen on the PlayStation Store lately. As for me though, that is it. That's all. I'm done. I'm out. Peace.